Hello there. I will start with that. I wasn't going to do that this time, but anyway, I've done it. So I've decided to post this in SFM Tribe again today because it's basically a continuation of Leave Nothing Unsaid, and another shout out goes to Amy Taylor for this one. So basically, if any of you saw my previous video, I decided to do the Leave Nothing Unsaid with an ex-boyfriend who's haunted me for about 23 years, and basically it's enabled me to just go, it's gone, and feel really happy about it and really in control and everything else. A final letting go. And when the challenge was launched, I also had thought about talking to my ex-husband, two different people, and it's a bit confusing, but basically, in short, I married my husband in 2009. We got together in 2001. But I met the ex-boyfriend in 1994. So, and the ex-boyfriend has always haunted me and never quite got out of my system or whatever. And when my husband and I started to have problems, which was really about 6 years ago, but he didn't know we were having problems at that point. I was internally, because I basically went to an acupuncturist. I had terrible skin. In fact, I've got a spot today, but I had terrible skin and I have rosacea. And it was a chance meeting with an acupuncturist, and she treated me. And then at the end of this introduction, she basically said, if you want to continue, you've got to do this heart, body, mind, soul, the lot. You know, I'm not just about treating symptoms, I'm about treating the person. If you want to walk away, you can. And I said, no, I'd like to continue because my face was really bad at the time. And she said, right, then I have to tell you, you are deeply unhappy. And I'd been married a year at this point, and I just sort of looked at her and went, I don't know what you're on about. She said, I have to say it, I can just see it in you. You're just deeply, deeply unhappy. At which point, something just cracked me over the head, and the floodgates opened and the tears started. And I always knew deep down what it was, but you know, if any of you can relate to this, you go on, you build these layers around yourself, you make yourself almost believe your own bullshit, and you almost create your own prison. And I think that's what I ended up doing. So I was doing things for all the wrong reasons, and anyway, so long story short, that was my unraveling, which started 6 years ago. I then told my husband 5 years ago that I didn't love him anymore. And then it was 4 years ago that he actually left. So this has been going on a long time. Anyway, we're divorced and everything else. But it was a long old struggle. And at the same time, there was still this ex-boyfriend coming in and out and all that sort of stuff. So it was like dealing with two relationships, neither of which existed really anymore. Anyway, so as this Leave Nothing Unsaid, I met my ex-husband yesterday because I travelled, he lives 200 miles away now, but I was in his town, and I'd still got a couple of bits of his, and we still haven't sorted out the financial settlement, so we needed to talk about that. He, by the way, has just become a dad for the first time, and he's been with this woman for 2.5 years, and he seems happy and everything else, which I'm really, really pleased about. So anyway, we had a nice chat, and we talked about the finances and stuff, and it was great to see him. And he did basically he brought it up, not me, about the ex-boyfriend, because he was always aware of it, and he still ploughed on and proposed and everything else regardless, and I've carried a lot of guilt about that. So yeah, the bloody floodgates opened again. Yesterday I was sat in this pub with my ex-husband, bawling my eyes out. I was like, great. But it allowed me to be as honest as I could be anyway. And, you know, I did say to him, I've carried this guilt about the fact of this triangle. I said, but ultimately, we're all responsible for our own reality. I said, and I think you understand that. And he said, yeah, I do. And I said, and at the end of the day, you always knew deep down. And he said, yeah, I did. Because my ex-boyfriend had broke us up years ago. I decided to give it another go with him, which didn't last. But split up from my then became husband. Sorry, I know this is a bit confusing, but anyway, ultimately, he always knew deep down that I still had this, you know, these feelings or whatever. He also knew that that was always going to be in the way, and it was such, I mean, I've been very emotional since, because it's almost like, you know, a release of, even though I'd got over the guilt thing, thinking, well, he created his own shit, he knew about it, you know, he still wanted to be with me, and then of course he had problems with alcohol and everything else, which was the sort of that's what gave me the strength, really. I think I just didn't want to live with somebody that was living that way, to walk away, so amongst other things. But so yeah, we were just like two friends being honest, and it allowed me to sort of simmer down the guilt and probably get rid of it forever, because I have stopped being hard on myself, and everybody is responsible for themselves. But it was just nice that he sat there and you know, he just said, you're such a special girl, you know, you don't deserve some twat like that, and I hope you're really happy and everything else. So there we go. So, you know, my clairvoyant reading, a complete clear out in the next sort of 6 months, which is exactly what I've done. The ex-boyfriend, the ex-husband, and my office. Anybody else seen the bloody ongoing saga with my office? Cleared all this crap out, you know, stuff that wasn't serving me anymore. And yeah, I have to say, still feeling emotional. I know this is a long one, but onwards and upwards. And looking forward to the call at 7:30, where I'm hoping I'm going to be one of the first 50 to get my Momentum ticket. So good luck, guys, and I'll probably see some of you on the call later. Bye.